Hello everyone, welcome to Mixed Media Monday with Naomi-Jon, which is me. Today we're going to do a few tags, and we're using one of Vintageist's new large fussy cut tag sheets. So let's lay them out. I think we're going to do all four. And before we add like the color cuts and the gauze and stuff to it to make them layered, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and add a few butterflies to our background. So I think I might do one lot in white. So just coming and adding, so this is the new butterfly stamp, Butterfly 2 as well. Just going to come in and add a thin layer of white because I want to do one that's like a strong stamp and one that's like a ghost stamp. So we do strong stamp, ghost stamp. See, can't really see the ghost stamp nearly, but yeah. Now let's do it again. Strong stamp, ghost stamp. Then let's keep going. I'm going to do one strong stamp on this one and one ghost stamp on this one here. There we go. So we got a bit of like gradient between our butterflies, and then thinking, what colors should I do these two in? Maybe if I do this one with like a bit of like sage green, like a bit of this green here, this metallic green. Don't get rid of those. I did outsource my fussy cutting to my little sister, so I have a few things extra fussy cut. Because she's so marvelous. That's that one. And then what if I stamp it in the middle, and then I come in and I do some butterflies on the sides here like so. 1, 2. I think I'm going to have to redo that butterfly there. I don't really want any of them to be a ghost stamped butterfly, so let's just line that back up, which we can do because our stamp block is clear, which is amazing. And come in and let's do the next couple. Sorry I sound a bit nasally. I do have hay fever this morning. Well, when I'm recording this, I have hay fever, so great times. See if the hay fever medication works. Downing it at the moment. There's those ones. So there's that one, and then do you reckon I use, say, the green on this one, or do I go for more of a pink vibe? I think more of a pink vibe. Let's get a bit of pink. Pink is my favorite color, so I'll always go for pink. And then let's come in and grab this one and stamp lots of butterflies on the background. So there's those ones there. I just realized something. So there's those ones there, nice and stamped. And now let's come in. We're going to put these to one side real quick, because I think we'll need a little bit of, like, we've got these color cut flowers, which look amazing. But I think we might need just a little bit more layering. So I've also got this chipboard here, which has got some flowers on it we can paint. And what I'm thinking is that we could come in and have a bit of fun. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to paint all of my stems green, and then I'm going to come in and I think use the stencil brush to paint my flower tops. But I'm going to bring you a bit closer so you can see this. So let's get this green on. There we go. I'll add a bit of water to my paintbrush just to help it move the paint a little bit. The chipboard is very absorbent. Okay. Bit more green. Just coming in and making sure we get all the stems first and foremost. There's that one. And that one there. And then let's get our stencil brush. A bit of this white. If we come first and put a little bit of white on every flower, so then when we do paint our flowers the color we want them to be, they, what's it called, can then be nice and bright. Hey Dad.
Yeah.
I've got a cat at my feet. So here we go. Let's just keep doing those ones real quick while we just wait for the cat removal to happen.
Come on. You're really not a monster.
Missy just likes human attention. Okay. So let's just clean that paintbrush out. Could I also have some Sharpie strips and Mum's glue, the big bottle? I know. I'm going to get you to do a few things because I forgot to grab a few things before class. Okay, now let's come in and with one paintbrush, we're going to dollop our colour into the centre of our flowers, and with the other one, we're going to scrape the colour out. So, but what I mean is we're going to put like pink dollop. A few spots. And then with our other paintbrush, which is a flat edge one, we're just going to come in and do those once they're like that. And then add, by using the bottom end of our paintbrush with a bit of the green, just a few. Paint spots in the center of our flowers. Just a few of them. Okay. There we go. Now, let's lift this one up a little bit and get our other tags back while our flowers are dry. And grab out the colour cuts. So today the colour cuts I'm going to use are the floral ones. Floral set from Vintage stuff. Now there are a few words in these ones, but I don't think I'm going to be using them. Like there's the word garden and lovely and all the rest of it in here somewhere. So I think I'm just going to use them for their florals because we can just come in and build a bit of a scene. And then when you decide who you're going to gift these tags to and what present, then you can add your little sentiments. Just a little bit of those ones there. That one. Some smaller flowers on this one here, I think. Smaller flowers. that one there. Ooh. Put that one there like so. And then need a different flower. But if I put the word garden on this one here, and then what if I've got this vintage Easter little border bit from my fussy cut tags here. Put it there, and then let's use this one inside. Just that one there. Okay, and now where's that gauze? I do think that we need a little bit of gauze on these ones here. So we just grab a bit of gauze off of our main large piece and come in and distress it. A little bit. Tuck it in there. Yes. Okay. And then another little bit for this tag down here. Coming out where the tag is. And another bit up here. Yeah, I like the look of that. And now where's those flowers? It's just, we probably won't need the whole sheet, which means I'll have a few extra for another project. Put that one in there. Single one there, and then another one, this one here.
Oh.
Sorry. Pardon me. And another one there. And I think one in here. I do reckon that I need a bit of gauze on this one. Maybe, potentially. Let me just cut and distress a bit of gauze before we start gluing. So I've got a bit cut. And then let me distress it. There we go. Now, let's come and do some sticking. So we're going to focus on one at a time. So let's just move over 3 of them. and we'll focus on this one here. Let's get you nice and close so you can see what I am doing. And we need some chippy strips and the glue. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're just going to lift the background off and take off that one, this one, and this one. Now, let's get these all stuck together. So they're all stuck to this flower here. So let's come in with our glue. Move it all around. And then just stick everything together there, and then let's come in and do our garden on top, but have them on a thin chippy strip. The word garden. Cut a bit of chippy strip. Put a bit of glue down on there. Stick the word garden on top. I've got gauze, little bits of gauze everywhere. Right. Now let's, flip him over. Add glue to the back. First, let's add some chippy strip to it. So, because the tags aren't going to have like a pretty cushiony life, they'll get handed around and all the rest of it. We're just going to make sure that we have plenty of glue and plenty of chippy strips holding it together. Okay, now where's that piece of gauze for this one? Stick it coming out of there, like so. So stick it there. And then there we are. And now if we come in and we put glue on the back of our flower, rub it to the back there. Oh, the stem's a bit too long. We are going to come and cut the stem off just a smidge, just so that it sits nicely in with our cluster. And then let's grab the glue here and I have a feeling this tag's going to be too long, so I'm just cutting the tail of it off. Slide it in, stick it down. Look at that. And then one second. I think I might have moved a bit too much glue. There we go. Cut it down to fit onto the edge. We can use these like little bits here, this one, and just stick it down there, like so. So that's tag number 1. And then, oh, what do we want to put this one? We'll put this one up a bit further on it too. Up there. So that's tag 1. Let's come and do tag number 2 now. So this is this tag here. And okay, so what I've got is that these two sit on there. So we'll put a bit of glue on the petal end of our pink flower. Put this one down like so, and then put this one here down like there. Flip it over, and let's add some chippy strip to it because I want this bit to be raised on our tag. So we build the cluster first, and then we come in and stick it all down our tag. Okay. Those two are falling together. Okay, there we go. And then there we go. Now we're just going to add a bit of glue to our chippy strips. Flip it over. Put the gauze where we want it to go, which is there. Right, add a lot more glue. Try not to get the gauze stuck to the glue bottle. And then coming in, let's add the tag. And then put a bit of glue down on that one. Let's add the floral. Then let's add a bit of glue to there. I am trusting the process right now, because that's really what this is all about when you build tags. It's like kind of having fun and trusting yourself. Oh, look at that. It looks good. Okay, and then we flip it over and we stick it down like so. And we're just going to move our gauze a little bit. And then where's our flower? I think we might keep the long stem this time, but I don't like how I've got a little bit of the tab showing. So I'm just going to come in, get rid of it. Stick down my flower there. Look at that. That's tag number 2. Now tag 3. Number 3. Yay. Let's remove these ones. And just seeing how this is all laid out. Okay, so those ones, so everything's pretty much attached to that flower. This sentiment though, Vintage Easter, is going to be raised. So let's come in and quickly do that one. Okay, and then we'll set that to one side while I stick all my florals together. So, come forth, florals. Ah, I've completely messed that up now. Okay. So let me just rebuild this here. So it's kind of like that. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is add a bit of glue down to this one. Stick him down. Add a bit of glue there. Stick that one down. And add a bit of glue here. Stick this one down. And then add some glue to Vintage Easter. Come and stick that one where I want it to be. And then I'm going to flip him over and add my chippy strips, because this whole cluster is going to be raised and then the gauze is going to be underneath the chippy strips. So let's get the glue on. Come in and add some chippy strips on. There's that one. Right, and now if we just add a bit of glue to the chippy strips. And put this one down in there. And then we add a bit of glue on top where it's covering. Trying not to get the gauze stuck to the glue bottle, because for some reason the gauze just seems to be attracted to getting stuck to the glue bottle. Like, really attracted to it. Okay. All of that is stuck really nicely. And now let's come in and add our chippy florals. So using a bit of glue. The tip, there's that one. And then for this tag I did have another one cut out, but I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll use it. So just coming in. And if you're afraid that you're going to have a little bit of overflow with the stems and whatnot when you put the glue on, you can just come in and rub it all. I have gauze on my finger, so that's good. Not really, but we'll live. And there's that one, tag number 3. And then let's build our 4th tag, shall we? Now, have a bit of an idea for our 4th tag, which is going to seem slightly insane. But I'm going to come in and build a circle of chippy strips and then stick my flowers to it. So I'm just going to cut these chippy strips to be nice and thin, nice and small. There's those ones. And now we come in and we stick them down, covering up the chippy strips, eh? And then what we also do, so I'm just going to put a bit of glue there and grab a bit of gauze, put it there, and use my scissors to try and control it a little bit. To get it to slide in and underneath, and then we might put a bit of gauze also over this side here. Slide it underneath there. Put it there like so, and then slide it underneath. And then put a bit of gauze up the top here as well, I think. Really give it a little bit of a slide it in factor. There we go. And that's number 4. So if we bring all 4 tags down and we lift this one up slightly, we are just going to finish these off with a little bit of watercolor and then be done, I think. So let's grab our watercolor palette. And a paintbrush. Oh, sorry. Gosh. Anyone want some hay fever? Okay, let's grab a paintbrush and some of this terracotta color. I'm going to come and do is just slide it in and underneath our clusters here. I love to make tags. They're just so much fun. I hope everyone's enjoying this class. It's not the usual art journal page, I know, but it was good to have a tag as a backup. And the watercolor just brings it to life. There's that one. And then that one. That one. And then last but not least, this one here. And there we go. You could also come in with a journaling pen if you wanted to, like this one here of Montmartre's, and add a few more details, like a few butterflies and whatnot, but it's up to your preference. But there we have it. Some nice, simple tags for the next party you go to. Let me just give you a bit of a zoom in so you can see them up close before we go. There is a big mixed media bundle available for this one as well, so can find that on Scrapbook Fantasies website. But there you have it. There is our 4 tags. I hope you had fun this mixed media class, and we'll see you all soon for our next one. It's a busy week at Scrapbook Fantasies, and I hope you have plenty of time to create this week. See you all later. Thank you for coming. Bye. Thank you. Bye.